Hello, this is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. Today's video is regarding the white Elantra in the Brian Kohberger case and the defense's attempt to try to remove the identification of the vehicle near the 1122 King Road residence because she knows how absolutely damning it is. But we all know, in fact, that it is a white Elantra driving back there, and I'll show you how it is and why it would be a white Elantra. Alright, so in the motion filed, it was actually defense motion in limine, make and model, and it's limine number 12, and then make model of suspect vehicle. You're looking currently at a still frame from the 1112 King Road camera, which is right next to the 1122 King Road residence where Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonzalez, Ethan Chapin, and Xander Kernodle were all killed on November 13th, 2022 between 4:08 and 4:20 in the morning. So here is the document. And it says, comes now Brian Kohberger by and through his attorneys of record and hereby move this honorable court to exclude at trial testimony by any state witness as to the make and model of the vehicle on the 1112 King Road surveillance footage. The motion is made pursuant to IRE 103, 104, 401, 402, 403, and 702, and further based upon Mr. Kohberger's rights, motion in limine number 12, regarding make and model of suspect vehicle. Under the United States Constitution 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendments, and Article 1, Section 13 of the Idaho Constitution. Pursuant to IRE 103 and 104, the court is required, to the extent possible, to limit a jury's exposure to inadmissible evidence. The state has claimed in various filings and reports that an FBI forensic examiner, Anthony Immel, identified the make and model of this vehicle seen driving in the area of 1122 King Road in the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. The state has referred to this as suspect vehicle 1. The vehicle was not identified from surveillance footage in the area of 1122 King Road. And here's the image they're taking. Now, if you look at that and you compare it to this, it's just a small portion right over here that they're showing us. All right. Now, I suspect that Ann Taylor, it's a moving vehicle, and in video, you can try to find images that are a little bit more distorted and so forth, because that's just how video works. You know, if you go frame by frame in a video, you'll get distortion. However, when I look at this video here in this vehicle, to me it's incredibly consistent with a white Elantra. But let's just finish through this and then we'll get back to that. And then there's a note at the bottom. It says the surveillance footage comes from a residence at 1112 King Road. It depicts the corner of King Road and Queen Roads and to the house with the camera. From that footage, lights from vehicle can be seen on Walenta Drive, or Walenta Road they call it, a north-south roadway next to the neighborhood. And then this is the vehicle leaving at 4:20 and 47 seconds. So now we actually have the time frame of when the vehicle is speeding away. Now notice how they give us the most blurry possible image instead of when it makes the turn and goes around this corner, or when it's right here in the light. I mean, it's just absolutely obvious what Ann Taylor's trying to do because she knows how important it is. These photos are from 1112 King Road camera. Special Agent Immel did not make a vehicle identification, was not made from this footage. Now, that I'm not sure that sentence is really poorly written. Special Agent Immel did not make a vehicle identification, was not made from this footage. Maybe put "and" there or something like that. Rather, as noted in emails between Mr. Immel and FBI Special Agent Edward Jacobson, it is clear that the identification of the make and model of the vehicle in the video was made via a separate video taken at 1125 Ridge Road. And look, here's where that is. Watch, I'll just type it in, Google Earth right here, and look where that is. It's right here. you guys, and the vehicle's driving like this. It's driving just like this. Now, had the vehicle turned this direction, there would be a much better argument for Ann Taylor, but that's not what she's arguing. She's saying that her client's vehicle, Brian Kohberger's vehicle, was identified right here. That means she knows that the vehicle is going in this direction. However, on this camera right here, the Linda Lane camera, you can't identify it. It's just a white sedan driving by, because there is footage from there. Let me show you that really quick. And here it is. See, that's down Linda Lane. And let me just move it forward. We're at 324, 26, 28. Okay, here it is. So you'll be able to see way in the background. See this vehicle driving right there? It's 3:29 and 47 seconds right there. And when you zoom in on it, you can actually see that it's a white sedan. All right? So that's 3:29 and 56 seconds. Now, the new footage that we have, we scroll back up, is this is 3:56 and 30 seconds because it's one of the other loops that the vehicle does. Okay, so this white Elantra right here, notice how they don't put that in there, is that at 3:31, that same white Elantra drives right back through this area and goes back behind 500 Queen Road. All right, so you would see it right around 3:31. That would match up perfectly with that Linda Lane footage that we just saw, but they don't show that to you. So this is the 3:56:30. So let's take a look at the 4 passes again. So here we go. And this is the first one, 3:30 and 26 seconds. You'll be able to see the light come on. This is the one that they did not show us, or one of the ones. There's literally probably 4 or 5 times that the vehicle shows up on the 1112 King Road camera. So I'm just going to move it forward. See, there it is, 3:30 and 53 seconds. It's coming by right there. And it'll come around and then it drive right by here, and that is the white Elantra. So there it is, driving back there. Okay, now let's move it forward to the time frame that's consistent with that last footage that's in the motion, or the still frame that's in there. And then look at, here it is right here at 3:56:55, the vehicle coming around 500 Queen Road right here. If you look up in the corner there, it's going around the corner and it's doing exactly the same thing that the 331 vehicle. It's the same vehicle, same sound, same profile, everything. And it's driving around right there. Now let's take a look at that time again. See how it's 3:56:59? But now let's go to this, 3:56:30. Absolutely consistent. And I've been telling people that what's going to happen is that all of these cameras are going to be able to be married up. And see, you have 3:56:30, and then 3:56:59, it's actually making its turn around here. So that means just 30 seconds after that, the vehicle makes its way down that narrow alley, basically, right back here. So you see it right here at 3:56:29, driving right there. And then it goes down this narrow alley here. And then at 3:56:50, I think we could even go back a little bit further. Let's see. Let's just get the exact time here. So you can see the light of it coming down. It's not in the area quite yet, but see how it's lit up back here? And then at 3:56:56 is when you see its first light. So just 26 seconds later, that vehicle comes back here. So we know that this vehicle right here is this vehicle. Now let's take a look at, I have a 3D model of the 2015 white Elantra, and it even has the rear lights right there, etc. And if you look at it like that, see how it has this little molding that comes out right there? Now let's take a look at this. See how you can see it? I'm going to zoom in. It's, it's not the greatest zooming because it's blurry, but see right there? There's that same molding, and then it kind of arcs down a little bit right there. And I think you know, just the angle we're looking at and some of the distortion probably make this a little bit sharper right there, because there's some errors up in this area. See that little blackness right there, etc. See how pixelated it is? So if you take a look at that, see how the molding, and then it does kind of arc a little bit down like that. So let's get this exactly the same angle. Let's see. So that might be from above even. So it'd be kind of like that, and maybe similar to that. Maybe rotate it. And I think that's absolutely consistent with a white Elantra. And, you know, given that it's also a fisheye camera, etc., you get different looks and proportions when you use cameras like that. So I think it's absolutely consistent with a white Elantra. And the timing is absolutely incredible when that vehicle comes around, and then it matches up with the Linda Lane footage behind the building. There's two Linda Lane cameras. So if you take a look at a map here, there's 1330 Linda Lane right here, and then I think there's like 1320, I believe, maybe, is the camera that basically films down this street right here. So the same apartment manager has both of those surveillance videos. So 329.49 originally, you see it there, but you know, we don't. I think that vehicle might actually come in from this direction at the 356 time frame. I can't remember the sequencing of how I have that set up in there. So let's take a look at this too. Look at, these are white Elantras, 2011. Now just watch this. Look how similar all these years are. 2011. 2012, almost no change at all. 2013, very similar. They all have that same molding. And then 2014. And then it would be 2015. That's the one I have, and see the little light down there. That's really the only difference there. Other than that, you can change out the windows, etc. And 2016. And that's why law enforcement put that together later and said, you know, it actually could be also a 2014, 15, and 16, along with the 2011, 12, and 13 that we originally had. And so then it says, these photos are from the 1112 King Road camera. Special Agent Immel did not make a vehicle identification. It was not made from this footage. Bad sentence. Rather, as noted in emails between Mr. Immel and FBI Special Agent Edward Jacobson, it is clear that the identification of the make and model of the vehicle in this video was made via a separate video taken at 1125 Ridge Road. There is no continuous footage linking the vehicle at 1112 King Road footage and that from Ridge Road. So what they're saying is, because you can't say that is 100%, look at right there, you can make it out, because of the lighting and everything, that you can't say based on circumstantial evidence and timing, and the fact that it's consistent with the white Elantra. She doesn't want you to be able to say that, because she knows how incredibly damning it is. She knows that law enforcement is absolutely 100% certain, and she is too, that Brian Kohberger's vehicle is right here at 329. Okay? And then, obviously, she didn't show us in the document, because it would make her look bad, that at 331, the vehicle is driving right by the 1112 King Road camera going this way. She gave us a different time, the 356.29 time, which actually works beautifully with the footage back behind 500 Queen Road, next to number 52 there, where it shows the vehicle coming back behind there, exactly when you would expect to see it going back behind there. So if we take a look at this again, up here, the 356.30 camera, you see the vehicle, and that is right here in this shot, probably right in this area. And then I'll pick up on the video, this is 339.45, so just 6 seconds later, lights from the vehicle still aren't showing up back here. But you can kind of hear the car driving a little bit. down the little alley on the side there. 3:56:30 right here. And back to here. Now we have 3:56:38. So this is 8 seconds later. And you notice you can't see the lights yet over here because of the way the road is. And I would say probably something like at 3:56:34, you'd see the vehicle right here on this camera. So this is 1122 King Road. And let's just go down a little bit further forward here. And you'd see it driving right there. And there's 1112 King Road. So that vehicle's driving by right here. Now notice how steep it is. See, look how steep it is. That's why you can't see the headlights in the surveillance footage that's behind there, right? So back in this footage, you can't see the headlights yet because they're just hitting the road because it's so steep. And I'll show you exactly how steep it is. If we go right here, look at this. Look at that, how steep up that is. And this is not even where that was filmed. So I think if you went back to about right here, that's a little bit too far. Not there. Right here, and even back a little bit more, or forward a little bit more. Let's say about right here. And see, right on that camera, right here, that was a camera at the time. That's what filmed the vehicle driving by. So if you look at the road here, look how steep that is. And that's why the lights don't show up back there. But it does have to drive from here all the way back there. And, you know, in a vehicle, took about 30 seconds. And here we go. And it's 3:56:38. So this is 8 seconds after this. This is 3:56:30. And this is 3:56:38. You can kind of make out the little sound of the wheels doing that little. I can hear it. It's hard to make it out, but I can actually hear the car. Now look at 3:56. I think it was. Let's go back a little bit. 3:56:44-ish or so. You can see the lights. So about 15 seconds after you could see that, it made its way up high enough where you could see the lights. And now the vehicle comes around behind 500 Queen Road, number 52. Okay, now where that vehicle is driving right now, let's go all the way over there, behind the building. So here it is. Pretend this is a vehicle. I'm going to go back like this, and it's driving. Obviously, it's a vehicle, so it's moving quicker than this, but this is what it would be doing. So right now, the headlights are hitting the road. Headlights are hitting the road, hitting the road. And then right about now is when the headlights would start hitting that building in the background there. And this is behind 500 Queen Road. And I just want everybody to really be able to perceive and have the perception of the surroundings and what's actually going on in the surveillance footage, etc. We've gone over some of the stuff before, but now we're marrying in a new image. And I think it's really important that everybody understands the significance of this image. Now, that's actually a video that she took a still frame from, Ann Taylor did, and put it in that document. Now look how steep it is back here, like probably 25-30 degree steep hill slope back here. And then the white Elantra would have driven like this, and then around, and then up through here. And then when it makes its way up here, it takes a right, and the last loop that it made was this. So let me show you. I mean, this is really important stuff here. So 3:57:07, and then let's move it to the last one. It's right around, I think it's coming up right here. So at 4:07:17, it comes back around and it's really hustling this time. And here it comes around at 4:07:35. All right, and so that means at the very end it's coming around right here at 4:07:38, going back right back here, and likely parked right around 4:08. Okay, now we have, and they know it's the same vehicle, at 4:20 and 47 seconds, it's driving away at a high rate of speed, and it's right there. Obviously, they're showing us the most blurry version possible instead of showing that there's an actual video. It's very disingenuous by Ann Taylor, but not unusual for her. And so there, it's going just like that. It's going to take a right, and then it's actually going to leave up here on Willanta Drive after that. It's going to be leaving. So let's continue this. This is behind 500 Queen Road. This is what the Elantra is doing at what, 4:07 and 38 seconds. It came back here, and then I think the vehicle just parks next to the house. Now, it's very possible if Bethany Funk did see somebody undressing and changing clothes, and then maybe it's a little lower down on this little road right here. On the right, there's this little sort of another alley type road that goes down to Queen Road right here. See? So right down there, that could be where Koberger parked. As a matter of fact, where that vehicle is. Could have came down and parked right down there, and then walked down, and then came back behind the building, went through the sliding glass door. Something like that. All right, but the vehicle parked back here and then left at a high rate of speed at 4:20 and 47 seconds. So basically what Ann Taylor's trying to do is say that because the FBI or law enforcement can't 100% say that that's the same exact vehicle that they could make out at the Ridge Road address, that you can't infer that it's the same vehicle, even though circumstantially and it looking consistent with are incredibly important as well. Again, let's take a look at this. Let's zoom in on it. And as you can see, it has a little ridge on the side of the vehicle, and then it slightly turns down. So now let's take a look at this vehicle. This is the actual 2015 white Elantra. Now if you notice, it does even have the little slope down in the back, and here is that ridge. And I think it's very consistent with it. All right, now I think if you take a side-by-side comparison, you can see that they're very consistent with. But again, the image from the video that Ann Taylor chose is very pixelated, blurry, and distorted slightly. Also, it's a fisheye lens, so it kind of distorts the height and sort of width, etc. See, the car on the right looks like it's a pancake, squished down a little bit. But you can see on the left, it absolutely has those same ridges on the side of the car. I think you can even make out, perhaps right up here, it's hard to really tell, but maybe like right there is the same like antenna on the back. You can see the ridges right here. This, I think right in the middle right there is the same as this. You can barely see it, but it's right there. And everything else looks similar. The roof, the windshield line is similar compared to the window, etc. And I think it absolutely is the white Elantra. And I think any expert out there, given the totality of the video, not just the still frames that Ann Taylor wants you to look at, they'll be able to make a very positive identification. And given the timing of the vehicle, it's just obvious that it's the white Elantra, and it's doing its laps around. And Ann Taylor's already admitted that at 3:29, it's her client's vehicle. So just a quick recap right here. The vehicle, the white Elantra, comes in the area at 3:29 right over here at 1125 Ridge Road. Then a white sedan is seen at 3:29 and 49 seconds right here on Linda Lane. And then at 3:31, you'll see that on the 1112 King Road footage, there is the same vehicle coming in, but Ann Taylor chose not to show that one. She's showing the loop that happened at 3:56:30 when the vehicle drives by right here and then comes back around and then we see it on camera at 3:56:44. So just 14 or 15 seconds later, we see lights showing up here, and then it drives back around like this. And then she shows no more still frames or anything. She doesn't show the fact that it comes back in at 4:05-ish, and then goes back here, turns around, comes back, does a 3-point turn over here, then drives back this direction, making its final loop. She doesn't show that. But I've shown you that at 4:07 and around 40 seconds, it's coming back here and likely parks right around 4:08. And now we know at 4:20 and 47 seconds, you can see it on that same camera speeding away at a high rate of speed. So that means probably at like 4:20 and 40 seconds or so, maybe even 38 seconds is when it actually took off from the 1122 King Road residence. All right, everybody. I absolutely love getting new information like this. Hope you guys found the video interesting. I did. I think it 100% is the white Elantra. And again, here it is right there. There is the white Elantra. And that's the profile of it. And these videos that you see it from are usually from a little bit above, etc., as the vehicle is driving by. So, Ann Taylor, don't be as disingenuous showing still frames that you want people to see to try to sell your little story. You have an army of people out there that are pretending that Bryan Kohberger isn't the killer. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, leave a comment in the comment section, let me know what you think. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.